Bug from Bug Hunter. That's me. I'm doing a stream. How's it going, everybody? Bug with a hat. I normally wear a hat. Hat's pretty usual. It's normally this hat. I have 2 copies of this hat. So if you ever think I'm wearing the same hat every time, sometimes it's not. How's it going? Different flannel today. Yeah, am I debuting a new flannel by accident? Whoops. New flannel. It's green. I like it a lot. Me and Ladybug did some shopping. Can we buy the hat? Maybe. For enough money, I'll sell this hat for sure. Because then I can just go buy another hat. Yeah, I got a new flannel, everybody. It's green and white and black, and I love it a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna be rolling out a new flannel collection here this summer at my tours, which are only a month away. You forever thought that a T-Rex was on my hat before you realized it was a dog. You know what? You're right. It does kind of look like a little T-Rex. Like if the back legs were the tail and those were the front legs, and then his arms didn't come out at all if they were like on his body, it absolutely does kind of look like a little T-Rex, doesn't it? I love that. Cool. Who's in the chat? What are we doing? What we got? Tell me what song you want me to play first, and then yeah, it's a little puppy. See? So maybe this is better. Can you see now? It's a puppy. It's a puppy doing a little sit. That's hilarious that y'all thought I was wearing a T-Rex hat this whole time. It's awesome. Okay, Jocelyn is here, Coin is here, Lily is here, Sherlock's here, Paul is here and bringing the pink, Gaming Tinker, Purker is here, Luke, Given, that's a given, AJ's here, Eric, Emily is here, Hannah Benson, Kaylin, Candyman, Fight, we got Cornfield Cryptid, Pocket Moose, Brother Brain Rot, a lot of familiar names, a couple of new ones, Pierker wants to give me $50 for my hat, or my flannel. I can't remember which one I was selling. Who else we got? Lieutenant Star is here. Advisory Tick is here. Tess Taylor. Abees. And that maybe that's everybody. I don't know. I have to scroll down now. Max Noble here. Caleb Delisle here. Candyman Fight. Try Linder. Yeah. What a cool group of people on a Sunday morning. Oh, sorry, Luke. Oh, I did the thing to you. I did the thing that you hear it all the time, and then I did the thing that I thought I was making a unique joke, and you're like, no, that's a joke everybody makes. My bad. I'll try harder next time. Kayla wants safe word because you notice that there's a clock in the back room that's only right twice a day. It's actually about double that. But if that was the justification for playing safe word, I would have to play safe word for every song I play on every stream because it's always there. How do I feel about 2 bed, 2 bath, and a kajost? I like a kajost. My B string is out of whack. Sorry, everybody. That's better. I don't feel like a huge amount of cohesiveness has come through these requests, so I'm gonna. Yeah, sure. I don't remember how to play this. Broken clocks right twice a day. Mine spins in reverse and may have double odds and better luck. Now it's twice as good as worthless junk. My heart's as healthy as a horse, but my heart hat's looking hardly worn. That other steel-toed boot'll drop, but I don't know when or how to stop. I wish I had a secret code, signal me to take it slow. I need a sign like calculus, cause my limit does in fact exist. So slow down, foe. Guess do yoga poses and learn to love the lull and just breathe, breathe, breathe. Alright, I'm good, I think I'm smiling, and nodding, but surveillance cameras caught me laughing maniacally, headbutting every obstacle. I've got to turn it off and pick back up when I am calm, even with an invitation. Boy, you gotta learn to knock, oh knock it off. And do me one favor, remember the safe word. I get that passion motivates and crashes down like ocean waves, but tunnel vision's toxic, man. You're not John Henry, take a breath. That might sound harsh when you are used to head rubs, praise, and sugar cubes. I just hate to see you racing towards behaviors that we shouldn't reward. So slow down, focus, do yoga poses and learn to love the lull and just breathe, breathe, breathe. Alright, I think I'm smiling and nodding, blending in and getting on, but no, I haven't fooled the cameras in my camel camouflage. I'll take it off, and I won't spit on anyone, even with an invitation. Boy, you gotta learn to knock, oh knock it off. And do me one favor, remember the safe word. And I have no construction crew to build this introduction tune, but it's sound and under budget too. The chords work, the beat works, the verse and melody works, and these words, they each work, have purpose versus knee-jerk. Safety first, let's be sure our neon PPE works. Now the only thing that needs work is the last bit of the bridge. I think I'm smiling and nodding, my old man are nodding off. It's just my neck is getting tired, so much nonsense, so hold up, just take a pause. But don't give up the dream. If they change the locks behind you, you can find another key and hope a smile and a nod's the only signal they have seen. You're no machine, but there's no shame in blowing off a little steam. So hear me knock, hear me hammer, hear me yell, and don't knock it till you try to knock or try the bell. Oh, let me in. The trip has been paid for, and you have a way for, so don't waste the day or delay it for later. But do me one favor, remember the safe word. Thanks, everybody. That's a safe word. It's a very good song. It's funny. I think I tried for both Bigger Than Myself and for Happiness Without a Catch. My goal was to write an opening track that had that kind of energy, kind of that making up words kind of energy that Torn Between a Couple started with. Because Torn Between a Couple starts with making up words, very just switch like, let's go, here we are, rock song, let's do it. The rough draft, which it's not a bad thing, it's just a different approach, started with Dear McCracken because thematically it just needed to kind of be the first song. And so for Bigger Than Myself, I was like, I'm gonna write like a real like cool like rock track that's gonna like have a snap thing, and I thought the safe word would be a bit more popular song, and it's kind of fallen out of a lot of people's, like, it doesn't make a lot of set lists. Whereas then I tried it again. I was like, all right, let's do this one more time, and let me try this again. And I wrote a song called Not Like That to start Happiness Without a Catch, and that one was much more successful. I always kind of thought safe word would end up being a little more similar to Not Like That, and I think I found what the difference is between the two songs is. I do this a lot to myself. I write choruses that only that don't repeat. So safe word, I think I'm smiling and nodding. New phrase. It's either the first one is but surveillance cameras caught, and then it's blending in and getting on, and the third one is mild manner nodding off, right? So sing-along wise, not conducive to crowds who only the hardcore fans know the order of the choruses and don't get thrown off. Making up words is just, I've been making up words. People get it. You hear it the first time, you can sing it the second time. And then Not Like That is a little more similar to that, where it has the chorus that that repeats each time. And I think I have just had an epiphany on this stream of why maybe opening tracks shouldn't mess with the chorus formula as much as I do. So yeah, it's stream popular, I'd say. Safe word, stream popular. But don't play it at a lot of live shows. Some people know it. Yeah, if you're obviously Candyman fight, does that mean I am a hardcore fan? If you're one of the 46 people watching right now, of course you are. So. This group makes me play Swallowing Gum more than I play Dear McCracken, like infinitely more. So like yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. If you've never been to a stream before, I play my songs and I chit chat, talk about things going on in my world. If you have questions for me, we're gonna do a little cozy Q&A. I'd be happy to answer them. But I do have kind of a lot to talk about. So while you're thinking of your questions, I'm gonna do this. First things first, gotta put the tour dates up on the side of the screen because we're going on tour in less than a month. I have so much to do. We're going on tour, hitting Portland June 2nd, so we're already past like a month from now we'll be like gearing up to play in Hollywood. It's crazy. I can't believe how fast this tour we've been planning it for a long time, but as far as like people knowing about it, it hasn't been very long. It's been less than a month that people have known about it, and that's mainly due to just like visa stuff that we were having to deal with for Matt to be sure that we could do this tour in the US because Matt is from Scotland. So yeah, it's coming up. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate the tip. I don't play songs based on tip requests, but I really appreciate you tipping me for what I'm doing. Yeah, so I got the tour coming up, and Portland is first. So basically, we're doing like a third of it in June. We're doing the West Coast: Portland, Sacramento, Hollywood, San Diego, Phoenix, Albuquerque, Denver, Salt Lake, Boise, Seattle. Somehow Denver snuck onto the West Coast this time, and it was mostly because of Albuquerque. It's like, while we're here, why don't we... Whoop. So you can get your tickets at www.bughunterbug.com, or at least the links to the tickets if we don't sell them ourselves. So we're very, very excited for starting this tour. We're going to do the rest of it in August. We're going to go to DC and New York and Boston. VIP tickets for some of these shows are already sold out. Everything still has GA tickets. We did a much better job this year of picking venues that were like appropriately sized, so everything's selling really well. But yeah, I would be concerned if you live in Arizona. Phoenix is going to sell out first out of anything, I believe, and that's mostly a smaller venue type of deal. So if you are planning on coming to the Phoenix show, I would plan harder because we're sitting at like almost 80% full and closing quickly. So Bona, I see your message. I don't know what you're talking about, and you don't have to keep repeating it. Yes, thank you, Pocket Moose. So we have that. Got the tour coming up. Very excited about that. If you haven't heard, Jam Mechanics is coming back. We announced our season 2 drop date, so it's going to be Monday, May 20th. We're coming back with episode 1 of season 2. We have already recorded it. It is very good. I'm very excited to show off what we're working on. Other than that, if you don't know what Jam Mechanics is, it's a podcast that I do with Matt. So, Bug Hunter Narcissus Cookbook. We've toured together a lot, and we decided, hey, we're in our 30s and we're friends. We should have a podcast. So we did. But it's not just us talking. We don't just shoot the shit and hang out. We actually we challenge each other to write songs. So if you haven't heard of it, it's called Jam Mechanics. There are 10 Bug Hunter demos that are sitting out there on the internet right now that you can go listen to. Yeah, and it's a very tight podcast. It's very focused. We're still, if you want to hop on a podcast before they start reading like Squarespace ads and stuff, we're there. We're them. We're those. So we're still very early on. It's getting a lot of momentum. We hit the podcast charts for season 1 for like music podcasts on Spotify, which is very cool. And if anybody in the if anybody in the chat wants to give a thumbs up for Jam Mechanics, and I recommend, it's a good time. So Candyman Fight says, the only podcast I really listen to is Midnight Burger and other fictional ones. Well, you can still listen to Jam Mechanics. It's just because you haven't listened to it yet. Try it. It's good. Emily is stuck behind a demand avoidance wall of Jam Mechanics. I don't know what that means, but I know that it means that you haven't listened to all of it. And I know that it means that you should, but you've been busy. You just graduated. Congratulations. But now it's time. Yeah, AJ right here. Pretty much only listen to fictional podcasts, but I really love Jam Mechanics. The nice thing about it, it's not a very long podcast. We try and edit somewhere in like the 30, 35-minute range, and it's pretty breezy. It's fully like, hey, what's up? Icebreaker question? Cool. Write a song. You write a song. And then we come back. Here's my song. Oh, here's my song. Bye, everybody. So it doesn't overstay its welcome. And it's fun, even when we fail. Sometimes, like some songs that we come up with are better than others, but even when we fail, we find things that we like and things that we can improve on. And if you're at all interested in what a song looks like after 3 hours of work for a podcast, you can check it out. Cool Nick put it on while I was at work. Binged the season 1 in like a week and a half. Yeah, it's very bingeable. I had to live through it in real time, but I'm jealous of everybody who gets to just listen to all 10 episodes in a row. So, cool. Anyways, so we're coming back for season 2. Not only that, but we are working on some of the season 1 songs to release widely on like Spotify and stuff. So like finished versions of some of the tracks that we worked on. Both Matt and I have 2 songs each that we have committed to getting ready, and so we'll start rolling those out at the end of this month as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. So. Okay. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer those now. That's my spiel. Tour, Jam Mechanics coming back May 20th. Put it on your calendar. Binge season 1 before it happens, and then you can get caught up. We do like a live listen along in our Discord. There's a Jam Mechanics Discord. It doesn't look like we have any mods in the chat today, so I'll figure out how to get a link out to y'all. But with the fully produced tracks, would you guys also post the 3-hour versions to make it easy to hear back to back? We're not going to ever, at least I'm not ever going to put the demos up on Spotify, because my attitude towards it is Spotify is where people give me a shot, right? If I can get somebody's attention to listen to my music for one song, 30 seconds, right? If I can get them on Spotify to listen to one thing and give me a chance, I want the things that I have on Spotify to be a good first impression, right? So things like demos, I don't want to put on Spotify. We put them on our website. You go to jammechanics.com. You can download them for free. They're on our Bandcamp, our website. That if you are into it and you've already you know who we are. It's like obviously no one's going to stumble upon jammechanics.com. But if you know who we are, you can go find it and get it. But I don't want anybody's first impression of Bug Hunter to be like a 3-hour demo with no context. Like it just makes us sound like amateurs. And so yeah, I have no plans to put any of my demos on Spotify, but I am fully producing 2 of the tracks to start and getting those up so that y'all can it'd be fun for y'all to see kind of the difference between what a demo looks like and a finished track looks like. We kind of delved into that in our recap episode where I showed off what Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost looked like after about 3 hours, so you can kind of see that. But Kylan asks, can you add a show in the Bay Area? Yeah, unfortunately, we had something lined up, and they were like, yeah, all good. Like, perfect. And then they're like, oh, by the way, not actually. You can have the next day. And we're like, well, that we don't have the next day. So we had to pivot and move our show to Sacramento. So for this year, Sacramento's as close as we're getting to the Bay Area. I'm sorry about that. We normally always do the Bay Area, but it was something unfortunate that kind of happened with the venue. So. Pocket Moose wants to know if we're doing any Jam Mechanic songs on tour. As of right now, I am focused on Happiness Without a Catch because it's the first time I'm touring the U.S. with the Happiness songs. So given that that's kind of my priority, I think we might work on playing Artists for Amateurs if people like it. But I don't intend on putting any Jam Mechanic songs in my set. But maybe I'll try it somewhere, and if it goes well, I can mess with it. But what sort of things happen during the VIP time listed in the tickets? Are there board games involved? I wish that we had that kind of time. The VIP tickets, if for any of these shows, basically what we do is we'll have a much smaller subset of people. Some of these shows are going to be pretty large. Boston's going to be like 500 people. Seattle's going to be like 300 plus. We'll have a smaller group of people come in. Both Matt and I will play 2 more songs that we're not going to play that night. I never really know what I'm going to play at those. Sometimes I just kind of ask the audience what they want to hear. I'm kind of afraid of doing that this year, because I know, given who buys VIP tickets, they're going to be Jam Mechanics people, and they're going to be like, play Francesco, and I'm like, I don't have that prepped and ready to go. But if I was going to play a Jam Mechanics thing, it might be at something like that. So we'll both play 2 songs. We both kind of do a Q&A if people want to like ask questions. It's always fun to kind of just get up and just talk and answer what people want to know about. And then we meet everybody personally, and we can do pictures before the show. We can't do pictures after the show because we also sell merch after the show. If you come to a show, like everybody who comes to a show gets to meet us if they want to wait in line for it. It's just a longer line after the show, and we can't do pictures because it would take like 3 times as long. So, Mitchell, there's so much good news for you right now. I can't even tell you. That Artists for Amateurs was released in the middle of March. Full song. It's very good too. Cool. Are you able to tell us which songs you're going to fully produce and put up from Jam Mechanics? I am keeping it a secret for right now. I think mine are pretty set in stone. Matt's not 100% yet, but yeah, just in case I change my mind, I'm not going to commit to anything. Emily wants to know how many VIP tickets were there available per show. We cap it at 40 maximum, and some shows which are smaller in like total cap, we'll bring that down to 30. So like for example, Phoenix is a smaller show, and so we capped the VIP at 30 instead of 40 because we didn't want like so much of the original audience to be there. Basically, the way we view it is like if we have more time afterwards for people, it kind of just dilutes like the value of the VIP. So we just try and like keep it like a percentage of the audience rather than like a raw number. So, yeah. So, what's the smallest venue by size? It's gonna be Phoenix, I believe. I think our cap is 115 in Phoenix, and it's pretty close to selling out. So that'll be the smallest thing. Carrie Coyne says, hopefully Matt can figure out what songs they're releasing soon. Not much time left. You're right. But we're not, we're rolling them out every few weeks, starting at the end of this month. So as long as we both have one ready to go, only one of us needs to be ready in about 2 weeks, and then we're good. And then it's rolling 2 weeks after that, so it'll get a little bit more time. But we do have tour and everything, so that's gonna like we can't work on songs while we're on tour, so we kind of gotta get everything cleared up in the next 2 weeks. But yeah. Paul says there was no VIP at the last one. Yeah, we didn't do. We didn't do VIP in Ireland. Why did we not do VIP in Ireland? I think, why did we not do that? I think the venue wouldn't support it. I think that was it. Because they sold the tickets, and they were just like, we don't want to do that. And I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, it was in and out certain times, yeah, something like that. So we couldn't do it. But, yeah. Whatever you're strumming is a jam. It's just E and A, back and forth. It's my bread and butter. It's Deserve Me. It's Go With The Flow. It's a lot of songs. What's your favorite song that Matt has made on Jam Mechanics? Ooh, that's a good question. I loved Accident. I loved Bury It Under Gary. The Alpaca song cracked me up so hard. Get Deep Fried. Santo Domingo was another, the one from the last episode. Over the Mountains of Santo Domingo was one that like really like, I was like, oh man, that inspired me. Hannah wants to know if I have a theme in mind for the next album. I don't know. Right now, I am focusing on jam mechanics and touring. I'm writing a little bit, but yeah, I'm not sure what the next album looks like. I haven't coalesced on anything yet, so yeah, I'll figure it out. I still got to tour Happiness. I haven't toured Happiness yet. I'm not in a hurry. Especially with Jam Mechanics, like not only have I not toured Happiness yet, but like I've written and showed off like 10 new songs since releasing Happiness. So like my thought is that I'm doing pretty good on getting content out there, and playing shows and all that. So did I have many people at the Dublin show last time? Yeah, I think it just about sold out. If it didn't sell out, it was like one ticket shy or something like that. It was very close. Yeah, it was a full spot. It was a smaller venue, it was about 110, I think it was like a 120 cap, and we sold. I think it was a 120 cap, and we sold 110. But it was like they had held 10 tickets for like guests and stuff, and I don't know anybody in Ireland, so I didn't have any guests. So we like could have sold more. I don't know. But yeah, it was a great show. It was so much fun. Oh man, I'd love to go back. My other favorite Narcissus Cookbook song that's not a Jam Mechanics song is It Felt Fake, because I love that one, and Matt doesn't play it a lot, and I want Matt to play it a lot. Twice every show. Cool. Let me play a song, yeah? This is a song. It's a cozy rainy day here in Richmond, so I want to play this. It's called Pebbles. Well, it would be a lovely start to plant some pebbles in the garden. Hope to grow a planet large that floats around in our backyard. And yes, your family still could visit. We haven't left the solar system. If they request consent to land, we'll accept if we are wearing pants. Most days we'll just float on top and orbit all our favorite spots. If we get dizzy, let's fall off a couple cozy astronauts. It would be a lovely start to plant some pebbles in the garden. If it won't rain, it doesn't matter. We'll water them with tears of laughter. At first there might not be much to it, no forest, roads, or rivers through it. A rocky globe to start us off, and on it grow the world we want. The neighbors will all think we're strangers. We wave at them from outer space, but I had to know just how it felt to grow something bigger than what I have built. lakes and towns and everything. We'll put a planet in the sky, grown from pebbles, you and I. And if little aliens do invade, attempts at peace will still be made. I'll contact them with gifts, but if they reject those, I will insist on meeting their attacks with might. A big galactic pillow fight. And just before they win, we're told they're allergic to the whimsical. So I'll blast this song, and don't you know, the sweetness makes their heads explode. And look, they're filled with popcorn, so let's grab a snack, sit back, and watch the show. I'm not a chemist, no, I am no geologist, but you and I can shape a world, the lakes and towns and all of it. And bit by bit and stone by stone, the pebbles take the shape of something else. It's growing bigger than myself. Thanks, everybody. That song called Pebbles. It's pretty good. There's been times where I've played that a lot on tour. There's been times where I don't play that a lot on tour. Sometimes I'll like get it like in my head where I'm like, man, that went really good last night. I'm gonna play it again tonight, and I'll like just keep doing that, and then I'll forget about it for a little bit. Yeah. That's off of an album called Bigger Than Myself. I guess today is a Bigger Than Myself kind of day. Got 2 songs off of it already, so cool. Let's do a little more cozy Q&A. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. The hardest struggle, I see some chat about Ireland shows. The biggest struggle about Ireland is we have to rent like cars, like a van, when we go over to the UK, and there's like a whole thing of like, hey, you know this car you just rented? Don't take it to another country. And Ireland counts as another country, because it is. Kind of. I don't really know how it works. I'm going to stop talking about it, because people probably have strong feelings. But it's all United Kingdom, but specifically Dublin. It's in a spot that rental car companies say, don't take it there. I don't know. I'm American. All I know is what the rental car companies tell me. And they say, don't take this car to Ireland. Or, if you'd want to, pay us £500. Which you can imagine doing for one show is a lot of overhead. So last year, we got real tricky. And we drove Matt's personal car to Ireland and then ferried that back to the UK, and then we rented a van and swapped everything over so that we had a little more room, and my dad could continue being our driver. So there's just a lot. The problem is that this year our operation has grown a little bit, and I don't know if we'll be able to take Matt's car because it won't fit all the people. So we could do what we did in Berlin and just fly with a single guitar and a suitcase full of merch, and just Uber everywhere. That's how we managed in Berlin. It was literally, we took a change of clothes for everybody, a single guitar that Matt and I shared, and then one suitcase that had just as many shirts as we could pack into it and as many stickers as we could pack into it, and that's just what we had. So we could do it like that this year, where we just fly to Dublin and play, because the car situation is difficult. So yeah, if y'all are mad about this whole Ireland thing, take it up with the rental car company. I don't even remember which one it is. It's all of them. Just pick one. Call their customer service line. They're the ones who make these decisions about which country is which, so. Or we could have our Ireland show in Northern Ireland. I think that would that work? No, the rental car company is like, don't put this thing on a ferry. Don't do it. So I don't even think we can go to Northern Ireland. I have to double check. I'll have to double check. I don't know. I knew this at one point, but we wanted to play in Dublin. I guess we could play in was it Belfast? But then y'all would have to commute. Advisory Chick wants to know, what city am I most excited for this year? That is... Oh, there's so many. I'm very excited about... For some reason, the 3-city run from DC to New York to Boston, I'm like irrationally excited about. And it's mainly because all 3 of those are pretty large venues, and all 3 of them are on track to sell out. And so it's just like a weekend of just like, it's going to be starting our August tour. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in 3 cities that have historically just shown up with a lot of enthusiasm. And Boston has a chance of being the biggest show of the year. Boston and Chicago are probably pretty much going to have to fight it out. Right now, Seattle is winning, but Seattle is just sooner. It's June 16th. And so the other shows just have another 2 months to sell tickets, which just, that's time that people can hear about it and know that they want to come. So Chicago and Boston are pretty much going to be duking it out for largest show of the year, I think, after Seattle happens. I think Seattle will have the most tickets sold when it happens, but then 2 months later, the other one should surpass it. So, yeah, I'm very excited for all those. It's going to be good. H&H Gaming. You're not stupid because you haven't listened to the music apart from A Bedtime Story and the one about the mustache and the fear of shaving the beard. It's fine. You can't. You're here. You're here now. There's a lot of other good songs. Those 2 are very good. But if you like those, check out Disco in the Panic Room. Check out Dear McCracken. Too Bad, Too Bath, and a Ghost is probably the first one that I would listen to if you've only heard A Bedtime Story and Be Glad I Love You. I would recommend probably the first thing you listen to is Too Bad, Too Bath, and a Ghost. So. AJ is most excited for Boston because they'll be there. I love that. Yeah, Boston's selling really well. Chicago's selling really well. Portland's selling really well. They're selling better than they did last year, which not every city is doing. Most of them are, but like significantly more, like crazy more. So, yeah, I think with 2 years of all the different cities we've been to, we're going to get a really good idea of like what cities work best and what cities turn out the most. And so maybe year 3, we'll have like the perfect tour. Pocket Moose is saying I'm problematic because I don't have any shows in July. Yeah, basically the way that we put this tour together was in July I have a wedding on one weekend, and then I have a trip with my wife and her family, and then another like smaller trip. And so I was like, well, let me just avoid July entirely because it's like I have something every other weekend, and so I can't like string together like the 2 weeks that I need to like get everything in. So I just set it for June and then skipped July, and then did everything in August and September. So Abiz has mentioned the flowchart that I posted a while ago. I made like a meme flowchart of how to get into Book Hunter, basically starting at Disco in the Panic Room, which is most people's starting songs. It's our most listened to song. It's coming up on 10 million streams. It's gonna be our first one to hit that next digit, which is exciting. Should happen. It should happen this year. It should happen probably in the next couple months. I think it's like 9,950,000 or something like that. And so it starts at disco and then goes from there, depending on what you liked about it. And it's not a serious flowchart; it's a silly flowchart, but it actually, some of it's serious, some of it's like, yeah, well, do actually follow this, but there are a lot of just jokes that I make in it. So go with the flowcharts. Very funny. Pocket Moose, good job. H&H started with Dodo in the Panic Room, which I love. Yeah. So, what's the most recent movie that I watched, and do I recommend it? I gotta think about that. I do know that I put on Ocean's 11 a couple of nights ago, just as I was waiting for Ladybug to come home from work, and I had like a weird 20 minutes where I was like, I should be home soon. I don't want to start anything right now, so I just put on Ocean's 11 and then finished it while I was writing some postcards. But trying to think of what movie I've watched recently that was like my first time watching it. I was watching Avatar the other night with the McElroy brothers commentary track playing in sync with it, because they did some bonus content for their podcast drive where they would watch Avatar and do a commentary track for it. So I watched about half of it. That movie doesn't really hold up. I was watching it and like I remember I don't really like Avatar. I'm sorry if you're a huge Avatar fan, but I remember seeing it in like 2010 and being like, it was really good, but like the graphics were amazing. It was like unbelievable, but like, I didn't walk out of it thinking anything more than that. And I was watching it and I was like, man, the graphics aren't even that good. They didn't age very well. Yeah. So anyways, I watched about half of that. I've been wanting to watch Tremors this week. I was thinking of maybe watching Tremors while I did my postcards this week. But let's see, what movies have I watched? The last thing I saw in theaters was it wasn't Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man. It's been a while. I saw Oppenheimer. Maybe that was after I saw Spider-Man. No, I saw Dune 2. I saw Dune 2 in theaters. That was the last thing I saw in Dune. The last thing I saw in Dune. I went to Dune and saw Dune. So when you go to Dune, you see Dune. Hannah Benson found us via Rare Americans. Yeah, I think when we released Two Bed, Two Bath and a Ghost, something very algorithmically happened with us and Rare Americans, where I hadn't heard of them before I released that song, and then like every 15th comment was like, this sounds like Rare Americans. And I think people were kind of doing that to them too, because then they followed us on Instagram, which is cool because they're a much larger band than Bug Hunter as far as just like fans and like listeners and that kind of thing. And so I've DM'd Rare Americans, but yeah, they're very cool. I don't think we're super similar. I think Two Bed Two Bath kind of has just some vibes that kind of mesh well with it. But I think from the songs that I've heard, we're not like exactly like the same genre, but a lot of people kind of found us from that. So any weird or off-the-wall tips for a hopeful creative? Start a music podcast with your buddy and give each other challenges. That has helped me a lot in the last 6 months, as I have figured out how I'm doing things and what I want to write about after writing 5 albums worth of music over the last 10 years. For me, that has been great for my writer's block. I'll tell you what, I was recording episode 2 of season 2 the other day, and I genuinely had a moment. I was like an hour into like the challenge, and I was like, maybe I'm done. Maybe I can't do this anymore. Maybe I just like don't have it in me. And then I went for a walk, came back inside, and I wrote a pretty good song. So even no matter what, like there's been so many ups and downs in my journey where like even now, where it's like I've played like sold out shows across the world, and literally like I've met thousands of people who love my music, and like people have waited in line to come say hello to me. And even as recently as like this week, I've been like, maybe I'm not very good at this. Maybe, yeah. There's lots of different like confidence things that go up and down. But I always find it again. Just, yeah, don't get discouraged. So, all right. Cool. What do y'all want to hear for my last song before I go? I have a lot to do today with the tour coming up, and just different jam mechanics things that I have to get done. So I'm gonna go here in a couple minutes, but I'll do one more song. I should play the picture song. I mean the Galloway song. Wrong band, my dude. Amanda, play some Galloway. I'm not good enough to play Galloway. I feel like I've played The Chase recently. I feel like I played it like last stream. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I play it every other stream because y'all are always asking for it. Old Chase. Why would you want me to play Old Chase? It's like one verse different, and it's not that good of a verse, in my opinion. I don't remember how to play that, but I guess I could try to play that. Yeah, well, I can't, my new setup means that I can't just swap my instruments out at a moment's notice because I'm all plugged in. Do I have my capo? I don't remember if I know how to play a song. Best at telling stories to help me fall asleep. You do all the silly voices, conversating, make believe, and I am wide awake. I might have drank a bit too much caffeine. Can you tell a bedtime story to help me fall asleep? Okay, so two bickering bears are bumbling through the woods when they stumble upon a tent. And they can tell that there are two humans inside because it has a two human inside scent. Now these bears are cold and hungry as food prices have jumped across the hibernation, but they have a philosophical difference on how to approach this tense situation. Big Bear says, let's ambush them, come crashing through their flimsy little roof. Big Bear hungry, Big Bear beefy, Big Bear seafood. And Small Bear says, why do you tackle every problem like a grizzly brew? Small Bear tired, Small Bear angry, Small Bear about to yell. Yes, I see the merits of attacking by surprise. We get a meal, but I can't bear to crush their valuable supplies. Imagine waking up each day and catching the sunrise from this tent after we eat the chumps inside. But Big Bear isn't buying it because they don't have the dexterity to unzip the zipper. And if they wait for the humans to come outside, they might be armed, alarmed, and ready to shoot them quicker than the bears can react. And then they'll go from two rugged bears looking for a good home in the woods to looking like two bare rugs on the wood floor of a Home Goods. Small Bear says, I hear you, but insist the benefits outweigh the risks. Small Bear still respects that Big Bear gets a say in all of Big Bear thinks about it, then a wicked grin erupts across his lips. Big Bear's grateful for a partner that communicates. I guess I see the nope, that's not the line. He says, I think there's a solution that will satisfy your needs. A compromise that will surprise these hairless little bees. And if we do this ever seen. We'll get our bed and breakfast, Airbnb. So Big Bear says the local gopher owes me a favor from every day when I don't eat him. So he can either reach in or dig his little feet in to dig up underneath him and sneak in, and he can unzip the screen, then we can both creep in while they are deep asleep. And come on, let's go for it. I'm sick and tired of scheming. So they overcame their bickering with simple compromise, and the bears began their buffet with some gopher on the side, and I lived happily ever after in their tent side by side. And then you kiss me on the head and said goodnight. Yeah, then you kiss me on the head and said goodnight. You were the best at telling stories to help me fall asleep. You did all the silly voices, made me honestly believe. And now I'm wide awake, mistaking every breaking branch and leaf. The next time we go camping, I'll just stick to counting sheep. Woo! Did it perfectly, no messing up. That's the way we do it on a Bug Hunter stream. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out on a Sunday, rainy Sunday in Richmond. Bug Hunter stream. That's what we did today. If you want to come see me maybe play my songs correctly on a real live stage, you can come to any of the shows on our US tour. I am going to be working on the UK stuff in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully if not news soon, at least progress will start being made. We're aiming for the end of October again to come out and hang out with our give Matt home court advantage. You know, it feels like the right thing to do. So yeah. Hopefully Candyman Fight makes it to Dallas. Come sees us there. Either Dallas or Austin. Those are our two Texas states. Pretty excited about both. Other than that, you can join our Discord. Sorry I don't have a link. All my mods are gone today. So, but if you want into our Discord, you can reach out to me on any social media, and I'll help you out and get you in. So yeah, tour coming up real soon. Postcard of the day. If you want postcard of the day, you can go to our website, www.bughunterbug.com. We have vinyls for sale, so if you want any of the Bug Hunter albums, all 4 of them are available on vinyl. We only have, I'm looking, we got 4 Happiness left, and it'll be a couple months before we get any more back in stock. So you can get vinyls, you get stickers, you get, got a couple of shirts over there. Take the house quiz. Yeah, it's fun. You can take a house quiz of what songs you like of Bug Hunter, and it'll tell you if you're a Tyler with a Slingshot, a Cozy Astronaut, or a Theory Deer. Those are our 3 houses for Bug Hunter. It's just all silly fun. Other than that, go listen to Jam Mechanics. It's a good time. I know that you're not doing anything right now because you're on YouTube watching me stream. So, yeah, cool. Yeah. Coin if you want to post the little URL, but not the URL, you can do that. Cool. Anything else you want to say before I go? No matter where you are in the world, whether it is 1 p.m. like it is here, or 1 a.m. where you are a goober, and you should go too.